Okay, welcome back. This is going to be my second video. Hopefully, it'll be a little better than the first one. I got my mic. Hopefully, you can hear me, and I hope you can see everything all right on the screen. Now, a friend of mine called me up and asked me to do a video on multi-link point-to-point protocol. So here I am doing a video on multi-link point-to-point protocol. I put a little video together. This is what we're going to be doing. I've got two routers, router 1, router 2. We're going to connect them, via a subnet, 10.1.1.0, 30-bit network. Router 1 will have the 10.1.1 address. Router 2 will have the 10.1.1.2 address. I labeled the interfaces here. They both have the same serial interfaces, 000 and 001, and those are the two that we're going to be bundling together into one logical interface. If you can't see this very well, let me go ahead and make it bigger. So there you go. Hopefully that's visible. I'll actually put this video on the website as a download like I do with all my other stuff. But there you go. There you have it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on to configuring this stuff. Let's get on to router 1. Hopefully you can see the text here. I try to make it extra big. Alright, enabled. Let's go to configure terminal mode. There we are. The first step in setting up a multi-link point-to-point bundle was going to be building the logical interface. So basically you have to create a fake interface, if you will, or a virtual interface, if you will. And that's as simple as this. Just say interface, multi-link, and then give it a number. This would be interface multi-link 1, because that's the first one we have. So we'll just go ahead and follow that nomenclature. You see it's been created. Multi-link 1 has changed the state to down. Great. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure that interface now. It's going to be a point-to-point interface, so we'll set the encapsulation type, set the framing to point-to-point protocol. It's going to have an IP address. And this is router 1, so we said it was going to be 10.1.1.1 with a 30-bit mask. And then what we need to do is make it a member of a multi-link group. Okay, so we're going to make this multi-link group be multi-link group 1 to match the interface number. So what you're going to do is say point-to-point protocol, multi-link group, and then give it a group ID, which will be group 1. And that's all there is to configuring the logical interface. Make sure that it's not shut. And now let's move on to our physical interfaces. So we have interface S000. We're going to go ahead and set the encapsulation on that one to point-to-point protocol. We're going to go ahead and set its group membership to multi-link group 1. And that's it. He's in the bundle now. Let's go ahead and make sure he's not shut down. And we'll move on to the next physical interface and do the same thing. Set the encapsulation type. Set the multi-link group membership. Make sure it's not shut. Let's go ahead and save that config. And what we can do is do a show point-to-point protocol multi-link. And we can see our multi-link interfaces. So we have multi-link 1, it's inactive. There's 2 members in the link. Both those members are inactive, and that's because the other side has not been configured yet, which we'll go ahead and do right now, and we'll see these come up, and this show point-to-point multi-link command will look a little different. Let's move on to the next router. We're basically going to do the exact same thing on this side. In fact, I probably could have just copied the commands from this side and pasted it into this side, but for the sake of repetition to remember it, we'll do it again. Build your interface. Now it exists. Go ahead and make sure it's not shut. Set your encapsulation type, your layer 2 framing to point-to-point protocol. Set the group membership. And let's move on to the physical interfaces. Set the encapsulation type. Set the group membership. Make sure it's not shut. We'll probably get to see a little logging happen now that I've done a no shut on that one. There it goes. let's actually talk about what happened here. Okay, you see interface. The physical interface has changed its state to up. The logical interface, multi-link 1, has changed its state to up. Line protocol is up. Line protocol interface is up. Okay, so that's what we expect to see. Let's go ahead and do the same thing to the next interface. And we'll see all the same stuff happen again. Set your encapsulation. Set your group membership. No shut the interface. Watch the logs happen. There we go. Let's go ahead and write that config. And like we said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the output of show point-to-point protocol multi-link, and we'll see it'll look a little different this time. There you go. You get a little more information. Okay, so you can see it's up. You can see how long it's been up for, which is good information right here. And you can see the member links, right? So you have 2 member links, and it tells you how long your members have been active. So that's pretty cool. So what could happen, say you can have up to 8 of these, by the way. So let's say you have 6 T1s in this bundle, and you unplug one or something, but you can go in here and look and see how long a particular physical interface has been part of the bundle. So you can see if one went down. In fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. What I'll do is I'm actually going to physically unplug one of these cables on this router, and let's watch what happens. See that S00 went down. I'll go ahead and I'll plug it back in now. And we look at the output of that command. Show point-to-point multi-link. Hasn't rejoined the bundle yet. Still hasn't rejoined the bundle. There it is. It's back. You can see it's been back for 5 seconds. So the actual interface has been up for a total of 2 minutes and 21 seconds. But you'll see that neither one of the interfaces has been up that long. So it's kind of interesting to see that, because remember, this one came up first, this one came up second, then I unplugged this one, but the total duration is greater than the 2 together, right? Kind of interesting. Anyway, that's it. I mean, that's really all there is to configuring a multi-link point-to-point circuit. It's not too difficult. If you have any questions, as always, email me. I'll go ahead and I'll put these configs on the website if you want to download them. Let's go ahead and take a look at a show run. You can see what you get. I just defaulted these routers, so there's not much there. But nonetheless, if you want to see these configs, you have them. You can go ahead and take them. And I'll also put this Visio up there. I'll save it as not only a Visio, but also as a JPEG if you don't have Visio or a Visio viewer handy. Not that there's much to this Visio, but nonetheless, if you want it, you can have it. Thanks for watching. Take care.